Most people think of their gut as a digestive organ. Something that processes food, absorbs nutrients, and moves waste out. But your gut is one of the most complex and powerful systems in your entire body, and when it becomes toxic, it does not just cause bloating and discomfort. It sends damaging signals to your brain, your heart, your immune system, and your metabolism simultaneously. Today we are going to look at exactly what a toxic gut does to every major organ, and then we are going to cover the 6-step protocol that the research confirms actually reverses it. What is a toxic gut, and how does it happen? Your gut contains trillions of microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, viruses, collectively called the gut microbiome. When healthy, this ecosystem performs extraordinary functions. It digests food, synthesizes vitamins your body cannot make on its own, regulates your immune system, and communicates with your brain. But when this ecosystem is disrupted, a condition called dysbiosis, the consequences reach every organ in your body. What causes dysbiosis? Processed foods and artificial additives directly alter gut microbiome composition. Research published in Nature found that common dietary emulsifiers found in almost all processed foods disrupt the gut barrier at a structural level. Antibiotics, while sometimes medically necessary, can destroy beneficial gut bacteria and reduce microbiome diversity for up to 2 years after a single course. Chronic stress alters gut permeability, causing what researchers call leaky gut, where gaps open between intestinal cells, allowing toxic bacterial products to enter the bloodstream. Add a lack of dietary fiber, alcohol, tobacco, and a sedentary lifestyle, and you have the conditions that create a toxic gut. What a toxic gut does to your brain. Your gut and brain communicate directly and constantly through a network called the gut-brain axis, primarily through the vagus nerve, which runs from your brainstem to your intestines. This connection means your gut health directly determines your mental health. 90% of your body's serotonin, the neurotransmitter associated with happiness, mood stability, and well-being, is produced in your gut. When your gut is inflamed and dysbiotic, serotonin production drops measurably. The clinical result: depression, anxiety, and mood instability that no amount of positive thinking can fully address, because the chemical basis for mood is being suppressed at the production level. Researchers at Stanford Medicine discovered that the gut microbiome actively modulates the timeline of memory decline. In their landmark study, they found that gut dysbiosis in older individuals triggers inflammation that disrupts vagus nerve communication to the hippocampus, the brain region responsible for memory. Their conclusion: the timeline of memory decline is not hardwired. The gastrointestinal tract is a critical regulator of this process. Research also confirms that gut dysbiosis is connected to alpha-synuclein aggregation, the toxic protein clumping that causes Parkinson's disease, with evidence suggesting these proteins travel from the gut to the brain via the vagus nerve years before any neurological symptoms appear. What a toxic gut does to your heart. The connection between your gut and heart is equally direct and equally documented. Heart failure patients consistently show elevated gut-derived endotoxins and inflammatory cytokines in their blood, products manufactured by toxic gut bacteria. Research confirms that gut dysbiosis generates cardiovascular disease, atherosclerosis, thrombotic events, and hypertension through what scientists call the gut-heart axis. Every time you eat processed food, certain gut bacteria produce LPS, lipopolysaccharides, a potent inflammatory toxin. When your gut lining is intact, LPS stays in the intestine. When the gut lining is damaged by dysbiosis, LPS leaks into your bloodstream, travels to your arteries, and triggers the inflammatory cascade that causes atherosclerotic plaque buildup. This is not a theoretical mechanism. It is documented in hundreds of peer-reviewed studies and confirmed in the cardiovascular presentations of millions of patients. The gut also affects blood pressure directly. Dysbiotic bacteria produce compounds that constrict blood vessels and disrupt nitric oxide signaling, the molecule that keeps arteries relaxed and flexible. Restoring a healthy gut microbiome has been shown in clinical studies to reduce blood pressure markers independently of any other intervention. The gut-heart connection is not a side note in cardiovascular research. It is increasingly recognized as one of the primary mechanisms through which modern diet drives heart disease. What a toxic gut does to your immune system and metabolism. 70% of your entire immune system lives in and around your gut. When gut dysbiosis destroys beneficial bacteria, it eliminates one of your primary sources of short-chain fatty acids, the molecules that directly suppress inflammatory immune reactions throughout the body. Without them, immune cells begin misfiring, triggering chronic systemic inflammation, the root mechanism behind autoimmune diseases, allergies, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and cancer. Your gut microbiome also directly controls how many calories you extract from food and how your body stores fat. Your gut's enteroendocrine cells, which collectively make your gut the largest endocrine organ in your body, produce hormones that regulate blood sugar, hunger, and satiety. Dysbiosis disrupts these hormones, increasing hunger signals and fat storage simultaneously. Two people can eat the exact same meal and extract completely different numbers of calories, depending entirely on their gut microbiome composition. The 6-step gut detox protocol. Step 1. Remove the food destroying your gut before adding anything else. This means eliminating processed foods, refined sugar, artificial additives and emulsifiers, alcohol, and tobacco for a minimum of 4 weeks. Step 2. Hydrate properly. Water facilitates elimination of metabolic waste, promotes bioproduction for toxin excretion, and maintains gastrointestinal motility. Start every morning with a glass of warm lemon water. Aim for 2 to 3 liters of fluid daily. Step 3. Add dietary fiber from diverse sources: flax seeds, chia seeds, oats, lentils, leafy greens, apples, and beans. Fiber physically sweeps waste through your digestive tract and is fermented by beneficial bacteria into short-chain fatty acids, your most powerful natural anti-inflammatory compounds. Step 4. Introduce fermented foods daily. Yogurt with live cultures, kimchi, kefir, sauerkraut, miso, these deliver billions of live beneficial bacteria directly to your gut. Always choose versions without added sugars. Step 5. Add prebiotic foods that feed your beneficial bacteria: garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, slightly underripe bananas, oats, and cooled potatoes and rice. Probiotics without prebiotics are like planting seeds without water. Step 6. Reduce stress and move daily. Chronic stress directly increases intestinal permeability and alters microbiome composition. Daily walking, breath work, and 7 to 9 hours of sleep give your gut microbiome the conditions it needs to repair itself, especially the deep sleep hours when gut bacteria do their most intensive restoration work. Most people notice reduced bloating and improved energy within the first week. Mood improvements typically appear within 2 to 4 weeks as serotonin production normalizes, because as the gut lining heals and beneficial bacteria repopulate, serotonin synthesis remains at normal levels. Systemic inflammation markers take 4 to 8 weeks to measurably shift, but the downstream effects on energy, cognitive clarity, and immune resilience often feel noticeable well before the lab markers confirm the change. Your gut is one of the most responsive systems in your body to dietary change. 1 month of consistent application of these 6 steps produces measurable microbiome changes. Not eventually. Now. The gut microbiome responds within days to changes in diet, a fact confirmed across multiple intervention studies. Start tomorrow morning. Warm lemon water first. Oats with flax seeds and a banana for breakfast, fiber and prebiotics in 1 meal. 1 serving of fermented food at dinner. These 4 actions cost nothing and begin changing your internal environment from the first day. The biology will do the rest. See you in the next video.
Yeah, we did it! Thanks for subscribing!
That's a brief look at Health Explained. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.